Welcome to the Hollywood Secrets Information. In this video, we're diving deep into the dark side of fame with 17 actors who were banned or blacklisted from Hollywood for shocking reasons. These are the names once hailed as legends, household icons, or rising stars, but their careers took devastating turns after controversies, legal battles, and scandals rocked the industry. Some of these actors were accused of crimes so severe that they became symbols of Hollywood's darkest truths. Others were pushed out for their disturbing behavior or for crossing the moral lines that even fame couldn't protect them from. So, grab your popcorn and buckle up for a scandal-filled exposé. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more insider Hollywood stories and celebrity secrets. 1. Roman Polanski. Roman Polanski is a world-renowned director, best known for critically acclaimed films like Rosemary's Baby and The Pianist. But behind the camera genius lies a scandal that has haunted him for decades. In 1977, Polanski was arrested and charged with the rape of a 13-year-old girl, Samantha Geimer. He initially faced 6 felony charges, including rape by use of drugs. However, after pleading guilty to unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor, he fled the United States before sentencing and has never returned. Despite his fugitive status, Polanski continued directing in Europe and even won the Academy Award for Best Director in 2003. The Hollywood community remained bitterly divided. Some defended his artistic brilliance, while others condemned the industry's willingness to separate art from crime. In recent years, even more women have come forward accusing him of sexual misconduct dating back decades. Although he remains active in Europe, Roman Polanski is effectively blacklisted from Hollywood, with many film festivals and institutions cutting ties with him. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences expelled him in 2018. 2. Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson was once one of the most beloved and bankable stars in Hollywood. From Braveheart to Lethal Weapon, he was a hero on screen. But off-screen, a string of shocking outbursts and deeply offensive remarks destroyed his reputation. In 2006, Gibson was arrested for DUI in Malibu and launched into an anti-Semitic tirade against the arresting officers, saying, "Jews are responsible for all the wars in the world." This incident triggered public outrage and sent his career into a nosedive. Things got worse in 2010 when tapes were leaked of Gibson verbally abusing his then-girlfriend, Oksana Grigorieva. The recordings contained racist slurs and graphic threats, painting Gibson as violent and unstable. While Gibson has since made attempts at a comeback, even receiving an Oscar nomination for directing Hacksaw Ridge, many in Hollywood still view him as a pariah. Although not officially banned, Gibson remains semi-blacklisted, with many actors and studios refusing to work with him due to his history of racism, misogyny, and abuse. 3. Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was once seen as America's dad, the star of The Cosby Show, and a groundbreaking African-American entertainer. He stood as a symbol of success, decency, and family values. But that image was shattered in the most devastating way. More than 60 women have accused Cosby of sexual assault, dating as far back as the 1960s. Many of the allegations followed the same pattern, drugging and then assaulting his victims. In 2018, he was convicted of sexual assault and sentenced to prison, making him the first celebrity convicted in the Me Too era. Although his conviction was controversially overturned in 2021 due to a legal technicality, the damage was already done. Networks pulled reruns of The Cosby Show, and Cosby became a national disgrace. Today, Bill Cosby is permanently blacklisted from Hollywood, with no public support from the entertainment community. His legacy is now one of betrayal, deceit, and predatory behavior. 4. Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey was one of the most respected actors of his generation, known for his roles in American Beauty, The Usual Suspects, and House of Cards. But his career came crashing down in 2017 when actor Anthony Rapp accused him of making sexual advances toward him when Rapp was just 14. In the wake of Rapp's allegations, dozens of others came forward, accusing Spacey of sexual misconduct, many from his time at the Old Vic Theatre in London. Netflix immediately cut ties with him, removing him from House of Cards and scrapping his completed film gore. Although Spacey has denied most allegations, several lawsuits followed. In 2023, he was acquitted of sexual assault charges in the UK, but public trust had already evaporated. While technically not convicted in the US, Kevin Spacey has been effectively exiled from Hollywood, with no major projects, no studio support, and a reputation beyond repair. 5. Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein was once the most powerful producer in Hollywood, co-founding Miramax and the Weinstein Company. He launched the careers of dozens of actors and directors and had a reputation for making Oscar winners. But behind closed doors, he was a predator. In 2017, bombshell reports from the New York Times and the New Yorker revealed decades of sexual abuse allegations against Weinstein. More than 100 women, including A-list actresses, accused him of rape, assault, and harassment. Weinstein was convicted in 2020 in New York and sentenced to 23 years in prison. In 2022, he was also convicted of rape in California and sentenced to an additional 16 years. His downfall was the match that lit the Me Too movement, changing Hollywood forever. Harvey Weinstein is permanently blacklisted, not just by the industry but by the legal system. His name has become synonymous with abuse of power, and his empire has been completely dismantled. 6. Chris Noth. Chris Noth, known for his roles in Sex and the City and Law and Order, was once considered a reliable and charismatic actor. But in late 2021, several women came forward accusing him of sexual assault, with incidents allegedly occurring over 2 decades. The accusations coincided with his brief return as Mr. Big in and Just Like That, and the timing couldn't have been worse. Although Noth denied the allegations, the fallout was swift and severe. He was dropped by his talent agency, removed from the show's future plans, and had deals cancelled, including a planned Peloton commercial. While Noth hasn't been charged criminally, Hollywood has distanced itself sharply, making him one of the latest high-profile figures to be shunned in the #MeToo era. 7. Armie Hammer. Armie Hammer was once a rising star, known for roles in The Social Network, Call Me By Your Name, and The Man from UNCLE. But in 2021, his career imploded after a series of disturbing DMs surfaced, allegedly sent by Hammer, discussing cannibalism fantasies and violent sexual behavior. Shortly after, several women accused him of emotional abuse, coercion, and rape. One accuser, known as Effie, claimed Hammer raped her for hours in 2017. Hammer denied all allegations, saying all encounters were consensual. Studios dropped him from upcoming films, including Shotgun Wedding and The Offer. His talent agency and publicist also severed ties. Although Hammer has not faced criminal charges as of 2025, the scandal destroyed his public image. He remains blacklisted, with no mainstream roles since the allegations surfaced and a reputation that Hollywood won't soon forget. 8. Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller once embodied the modern superhero, starring as the Flash in DC films and appearing in Fantastic Beasts. But Miller's increasingly erratic and violent behavior has turned them into a lightning rod for controversy. Between 2020 and 2022, Miller was arrested multiple times for assault, disorderly conduct, and burglary. They were accused of choking a woman in Iceland, harassing others in Hawaii, and allegedly grooming minors. A disturbing pattern emerged, painting a picture of instability and danger. Warner Brothers faced immense criticism for moving forward with the Flash movie in 2023, which ultimately underperformed at the box office. Miller later issued a public apology, citing mental health struggles and promising to seek treatment. But for many, the damage was done. As of 2025, Ezra Miller's career is on indefinite hold, with studios extremely cautious about associating with them again. While not officially banned, they are effectively frozen out of new projects. 9. Danny Masterson. Danny Masterson rose to fame as Stephen Hyde on That 70s Show, beloved for his laid-back sarcasm. But off-screen, a far darker story unfolded. Masterson was accused of raping multiple women in the early 2000s, all of whom were former members of the Church of Scientology, like him. In 2020, he was formally charged with 3 counts of rape by force or fear. In 2023, he was convicted on 2 counts and sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. The case revealed not only his crimes but also the disturbing lengths the Church of Scientology allegedly went to in order to silence the victims. Netflix dropped him from the ranch, and all professional associations abandoned him following the charges. Danny Masterson is now blacklisted permanently, not only because of the criminal conviction but also due to the cultural reckoning his case brought to light about abuse, cover-ups, and toxic institutions. 10. Cuba Gooding Jr. Cuba Gooding Jr. was once one of the most beloved actors of the late 1990s and early 2000s. After his Oscar-winning performance in Jerry Maguire, 1996, he became a household name with films like Men of Honor and Radio. But in the 2010s, his image began to crumble. The downfall began with multiple allegations of sexual misconduct. By 2019, over 30 women had come forward accusing him of inappropriate touching and harassment in various public places like nightclubs, bars, and restaurants. The legal system caught up with him, and in 2022, Gooding pleaded guilty to forcibly touching a woman at a New York nightclub. Though he avoided jail time by agreeing to court-mandated counseling and staying out of trouble, the damage to his career was already done. Big studios distanced themselves. His roles dried up. Cuba's name now appears more often in legal headlines than on movie posters. He's tried to stage a comeback in indie projects and TV roles, but the shadow of the accusations continues to hang over him. Once a symbol of charisma and talent, Gooding's reputation may never fully recover. 11. Geoffrey Rush. Australian actor Geoffrey Rush was once synonymous with excellence. With an Academy Award for shine in roles in blockbuster franchises like Pirates of the Caribbean, he was one of the most respected actors globally. That changed in 2017 during the height of the Me Too movement. Rush was accused of inappropriate behavior by an actress during a Sydney Theatre Company production of King Lear. The allegations, which included claims of lewd comments and unwanted touching, led to a media firestorm. Rush denied the allegations and took legal action, suing an Australian newspaper for defamation. In 2019, he won the case and was awarded over $2 million in damages. The judge found that the reports were not substantiated with credible evidence. But even with a legal victory, the controversy had a lasting impact. Rush became a symbol of the gray area in the industry, accused but legally exonerated. Despite winning in court, his Hollywood offers dwindled. His career has largely stayed quiet post-trial, suggesting that, legally innocent or not, his name remains too controversial for many major projects. 12. James Toback. James Toback, the director and screenwriter best known for Two Girls and a Guy and The Pickup Artist, was long known as a provocative figure in the film industry. But his public reputation completely collapsed in 2017 when over 300 women accused him of sexual harassment. Actresses and aspiring models came forward with harrowing stories of Toback allegedly luring them into meetings under the guise of auditions, only to subject them to deeply inappropriate behavior. These included unsolicited sexual propositions, lewd acts, and manipulation. The accusations destroyed Toback's credibility. Studios blacklisted him immediately. Film festivals stopped showing his work. Some industry insiders admitted they'd heard rumors for years but were too afraid to speak out. Toback, for his part, denied all allegations and claimed he had health issues that made the behavior impossible. But that didn't stop his career from ending abruptly. He hasn't directed or written a significant project since 2017. Once considered a bold voice in indie cinema, James Toback has become a pariah in Hollywood. 13. Brett Ratner. Director Brett Ratner had a golden touch in the 2000s. With hits like Rush Hour, Red Dragon, and X-Men: The Last Stand, he was a Hollywood power player. He even co-founded Rat Pack Entertainment, which co-financed major Warner Brothers films. But in 2017, Ratner was accused of sexual misconduct by multiple women, including actresses Olivia Munn and Natasha Henstridge. Allegations ranged from unwanted advances to exposing himself, and several women claimed they felt pressured into staying silent due to his influence. Warner Brothers quickly cut ties with Ratner, dissolving a lucrative co-financing deal. he was removed from upcoming projects, including a planned Hugh Hefner biopic. Major stars refused to work with him, and film sets no longer welcomed his presence. Despite denying the accusations and threatening to sue for defamation, Ratner has remained in the shadows. Though rumors of a comeback have swirled, industry insiders suggest that his reputation is too tarnished for a major return, at least for now. 14. Casey Affleck. Unlike some of the others on this list, Casey Affleck still technically works in the industry, but his career momentum took a massive hit after being accused of sexual harassment by two women who worked with him on the 2010 mockumentary I'm Still Here. The lawsuits alleged inappropriate comments, unwanted physical advances, and an overall hostile work environment. Though Affleck denied the claims and settled out of court, the controversy resurfaced in 2016 when he won the Best Actor Oscar for Manchester by the Sea. Critics question how Affleck avoided the level of scrutiny others faced, particularly during the height of the Me Too movement. Actress Brie Larson, who presented him the Oscar without applause or emotion, became a viral symbol of the backlash. Affleck responded in later interviews, expressing regret and acknowledging that he had contributed to an unprofessional atmosphere, even if he disputed the legal claims. While he's still acting and directing, his public image took a beating. Once on the brink of A-list status, Casey now works mostly on smaller-scale, lower-profile films. 15. Dustin Hoffman. Legendary actor Dustin Hoffman, known for classics like The Graduate, Rain Man, and Tootsie, was another icon pulled into controversy during the Me Too era. In 2017, multiple women accused Hoffman of sexual harassment and inappropriate behavior, some incidents dating back to the 1980s and 1990s. The allegations included groping, lewd comments, and unsolicited advances on film sets and during rehearsals. While Hoffman issued an apology, stating that he had never meant to make anyone uncomfortable, his response was viewed by many as tone-deaf. Critics pointed out that a lack of malicious intent didn't excuse the inappropriate behavior. The accusations led to public debates, especially after a heated interview with HBO host John Oliver, who challenged Hoffman during a panel. The uncomfortable exchange went viral, further damaging Hoffman's image. Since then, he's remained largely out of the spotlight. While no formal charges were filed, and no court cases materialized, the industry quietly distanced itself. Hoffman's legacy has been permanently clouded by the allegations. 16. Ben Affleck. Unlike his brother Casey, Ben Affleck's controversies have been more complicated, a mix of personal struggles, inappropriate behavior, and guilt by association. In 2017, Affleck was accused of groping actress Hilary Burton during a 2003 episode of MTV's TRL. Video evidence emerged, and Affleck issued an apology, admitting he had acted inappropriately. What made things worse was his association with Harvey Weinstein. Affleck had worked closely with Weinstein for years, and critics felt he didn't speak out forcefully enough during the scandal. Actress Rose McGowan accused him of knowing about Weinstein's abuses and staying silent. Affleck's battles with alcohol addiction and his widely publicized personal struggles only fueled the narrative. Though he tried to stage a comeback with projects like The Way Back in Air, many still view him as a cautionary tale of how fame and controversy can collide. To his credit, Affleck has taken steps toward redemption, speaking openly about sobriety and personal growth. But the incidents left a dent in his otherwise prestigious Hollywood career. 17. Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman, one of Hollywood's most revered voices and most respected actors, shocked the public when he was accused in 2018 of inappropriate behavior and sexual harassment by multiple women, including reporters, production assistants, and fellow actors. CNN conducted an in-depth investigation, with several women claiming Freeman made lewd comments, stared inappropriately, or attempted to touch them without consent. One journalist recalled him repeatedly commenting on her appearance and lifting her skirt during an interview. Freeman denied all the allegations and issued a statement clarifying that he never meant to offend anyone. He emphasized that he would never intentionally make someone feel uncomfortable or disrespected. Though no legal action followed, the fallout was swift. Brands like Visa and the Vancouver Transit System dropped campaigns featuring Freeman's voice. Some projects he was involved in quietly distanced themselves from the actor. While Freeman continues to act in select projects, his once untouchable image has been tarnished. The scandal marked a dramatic shift in how the public perceived a man once considered the epitome of dignity and wisdom in Hollywood. And there you have it, 17 actors who were banned or blacklisted from Hollywood for shocking, and in many cases, horrifying reasons. Their stories remind us that fame does not make someone immune to justice or consequence, and that the entertainment industry is finally, albeit slowly, reckoning with its dark underbelly. Some of these figures may never return to the spotlight. Others might attempt a comeback. But their legacies will forever be stained by the choices they made and the pain they caused. If you found this video eye-opening, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more true Hollywood stories and behind-the-scenes scandals. Thanks for watching.